I believe you're correct, but yeah, I wonder how they will play with this comp. I don't see how Tax Evasion is going to pull off a successful team fight with what Free Agent has. So they have to play for sides, I guess. But can their champions actually match all that well? Caitlyn isn't exactly a push champion. Ryze is, though. Ryze could be a threat in the side lane, I guess. But what I think that Tax Evasion should do is play around this Ryze, get him ahead, and he can snowball the game for them. That's the one key I think might give Tax Evasion the opportunity to win anything here. Other than that, any team fight, if executed correctly, will go the way of Free Agent community, no matter at what point in the game, unless they're 10k behind.
Yeah, so obviously the free agents community will have to pay the QSS tax, pun intended, for the Mordekaiser, so they can get rid of the ult. But to be fair, I feel like the free agents community have a better draft here, and that's my prediction for the game. I feel like free agents community take this game.
I fully agree. The comps stated that there's no way for Tax Evasion to get on Free Agent community, so they'll have to wait. I don't see enough disengaged tools though to basically counter what Free Agent can bring. Unstoppable is unstoppable after all, and you will see this get in your face. If the Mordekaiser gets one of the carries away, which are the Orianna and the Jhin, it might pose a problem for Free Agent. Then again, you can always just get a QSS on that squad. And then what can the Mordekaiser do? You can just get out of that ult, and there's nothing left. He'll be in the middle of your team. If Free Agent community can peel, which they got plenty of tools for with Nautilus, Malphite, and Poppy, of course, which is huge with the ultimate. I just don't see how Tax Evasion wins this. It's a real shame.
Okay, so as we know, we have to wait for the game for now, so I suggest that we take a break until the game begins, so it will be around 5 minutes till we get the game underway.
I can't wait to see what these players are going to bring into this game. I just hope that everything will go smoothly and that we maybe, for the first time in EDC on stream, will not have a spectator freeze. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Stay tuned.
Let's see what both teams are going to do. Probably another defensive setup. I don't see any invades. You see here, classical.
Oh, there is some.
No, there is going to be dive shenanigans right here from the side of Tax Evasion. They seem to have a jungler that's not willing to cooperate with this plan, though. I think he's very keen on the idea to just start red buff and not do anything.
No, I think it's just a simple anti-invade setup from the red side here. The Wukong just covers the red buff in case there is an invade going there, but obviously we see that nothing's happening, so...
We're just going to be patient. Casual items have started. As I said before, I think that what the Wukong should try to do is either get a full clear in or maybe an even early gank. Just do top side, gank the Ryze. You want to get this Ryze as far ahead as possible to just snowball it around the map before team fights around the objectives are becoming the critical point for this game. God, I love drinking so much. What? No, what? Am I advertising? Oh no, perhaps Lipton Iced Tea, great sponsor. What?
Yeah, I think that... I don't think if the spike drink is a... is a good way to cast a game, but sure. Our Commissioner Joseph knows the best, we all know that.
Yes. I'm always happy to be planning ahead, obviously. What I find very curious, what I see from the Wukong, is actually 3 health pots instead of a refillable. That's pretty unique.
That's pretty suboptimal.
If you ask me, as a jungler, you pretty much always want to start off with refillable. Wukong is going for a dual buffs into Gromp gank clear, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Wukong is already getting far behind. Poppy pretty much done with farming 3 camps at this point, all at the bottom side. Yeah, well, Wukong is definitely going to look for a gank here early.
Well, for now, Orianna keeping the prayer in the mid lane, some trades going up in the top lane, although nothing much.
Well, it's not really surprising. After all, Mordekaiser does fare pretty well into this beefy Malphite. I don't see how Malphite is going to do anything in this matchup, to be honest. Sure, he can get tanky, but there's nothing really happening. Of course, Wukong just attempting to go over to the mid lane, but yeah, there's just nothing to...
Oh.
Is there? March stepping forward.
Oh, okay,
Not really
BlackTaco in the
surprising.
mid lane. March stepped up a little bit too far. That's a first blood for the side of the Tax Evasion Gaming. A pretty simple one at that.
Easy first blood, really well locked down, and of course Flash not burned for Margerium as he was rooted by the Ryze. Great combination, great gank, and it wasn't really surprising that they went for this. Now Wukong securing this top scuttle will actually be a problem for the Poppy as well, considering Poppy would always love a scuttle. But yeah, now both are going to be taken as she's currently sitting on the blue.
Well, there was some attempt at the engage in the bot lane, nothing happened from that. I guess March should be happy that he still has flash. There is an advantage in the mid lane, at least that way, but obviously not optimal to give the first blood to your enemy laner.
Well, and as predicted, it was the Ryze that they are going to try and get ahead, because this Ryze will be able to snowball this all around the map if he gets far enough ahead. Friedoline proficient, March still keeping up with the farm, did not have to expand his TP either after this kill, so that's at least beneficial. Could still be used for other critical points with early fights.
Of course, now the Poppy in the mid lane trying to get Friedo. He has no flash, I think he should be dead. March with the flash, but the ball is too far. It won't get the Ryze.
The phase rush just barely getting enough move speed to the Ryze where he managed to get out of this. We also see top skirmishes, but considering Malphite's mana is a bit on the lower end now, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything to the Mordekaiser here. Backs coming through, Doran's ring secured for the Orianna.
Oh, there's some shenanigans going on
still slow.
in the bot jungle. There's some setup for the Drake. That's a really eerie Drake for the side of the Free Agents community, whilst the top lane trades are happening, but no one is getting killed there.
You don't see it often, having your jungler level 3 on the dragon.
Well, that is really optimistic from the side of the Free Agents community, and Gragas going onto the march. The Orianna is really low, ignited. The Free Agents community gets the dragon, but they are trapped in the pit. Will they all just flash from here? I wonder. One flash, two flash, three flashes from the side of Free Agents community. They get the dragon, March drops down again.
They get the dragon, but at what cost, Anderson? At what cost? They lost 3 flashes in that fight. They dropped another player. The kill going onto the Wukong, who, in my opinion, will have less impact than the Ryze. If Ryze had managed to secure this kill, this would have been even more disastrous, but they did get the dragon, so there are at least some plus points here. Mord?
Well, yeah, the
Mort?
Mordekaiser was really optimistic there, but at the same time you have to look at the creep score discrepancy in the top lane. 30 creeps ahead of the Malphite.
Holy moly, that gap is already huge. It's pretty much already 500 gold difference purely because of CS here. That's going to be really hurting Sventey throughout this game. As the Mordekaiser, what are you going to secure? I would suggest either Leeching Leer, if that's possible. Yeah, Leeching Leer is picked up by the Mord.
So obviously a really bad start for the side of Free Agents community. They were really... The decision to go for the Drake wasn't that good, I must say. I think that the fact that they even tried to do this is...
I got some feedback that stream apparently seems to be frozen for some people.
Frozen? For me it is alright. And on the Streamlabs it's still right. Okay, let me. March getting ganked again in the mid lane. The Orianna just drops down again. And 0-3 for the Orianna for now. Mordekaiser in the enemy jungle here, and okay, he doesn't manage to steal the frog, but the Poppy with level 4 is not a threat.
Level 4, 7 minutes into the game. Barely any farm, has only managed to secure 8 camps so far. Poppy is significantly significantly behind on the curve here.
From what-
Wukong might have one camp more, but he still has 2 kills as an advantage as well. So this gap between junglers is already nearing 1k in gold.
Well, from what I see in the chat, the stream is working indeed, so I don't know what the little bird is whispering to you, but I think it's quite alright for now.
Little Bird should probably just refresh the stream for him or herself. I think that's the better way, other than restarting the stream, because I think everything, as you said, is correct as well. Got the good feedback now, great. It was just a refresh issue by an
Mordekaiser
individual.
going for the trade here, but I thought that Malphite could take it, especially since he was fighting in his creeps.
Whoa, Malphite struggling in this lane. Doesn't have half of the CS of the Mordekaiser. But
Okay.
then again, Malphite can be behind all he wants. He's the engage bot for free agent community. Still, teams almost 3k already apart here for the advantage towards tax evasion. They might, with this early snowball, actually pull this comp off compared to the way stronger team fight
Well,
comp.
we can see
that
there
Friedoline
are
is running.
some shenanigans in the bot jungle. There is a blow buff stolen by the Orianna. Engage onto the Gragas. He might just be popped here, and he will. That's a kill for the free agents committee. They get something back. Wukong engage again. He might. The ult from the Caitlyn not going to do anything. And BlackTaco coming in with the Wukong ult. The fight starts fighting. The Poppy is dead, and we can say the same about the BlackTaco. It's a 2-for-1 for now for the side of free agents. Oh, the flash from Caitlyn will be enough. And now it's 2-for-2. Will James Carter get away? No, he won't. 3-for-2. And again, Tax Evasion
The
Gaming
goal-
coming on top.
The gold lead
Is just getting bigger and bigger. Now we have actually reached full 3k. This is starting to look grim for free agent community. At first, they seem to have a better comp, and they pretty much do have a better comp when it comes to team fighting. But in these individual moments, you can clearly see that Tax Evasion is coming out on top on the skirmishes here early. They aren't really playing around, well, the strengths of their team. They should try, and on the side of free agent community, to be a bit more patient. Try to get as much resources as you can. Don't involve yourself too much in these invades. Sure, the kills will help you and snowball you ahead, but early on, the team from Tax Evasion Gaming is simply stronger than yours.
Yeah, for now the Ryze is really getting away with this game. He has over 1,200 gold lead over the enemy mid laner, and also Wukong the same amount. Malphite always 1k behind. Not lane quite okay, but the fight is transpiring again. I think that the free agent community is overextending in the river, but nothing happening from that.
Well, it just seemed there would be a brawl for this dragon, but safely backing off here is the free agent community. But you see, everyone's gathering. The entire team is
Yeah, it's a
slowly walking
Christmas
here.
table around the Drake for now. Everybody wanted a piece of the cake here, but okay, there is some trap going on by the Malphite and Orianna. I think the plan is to use the ult, and Sventey wants to do just that. Will he do that? No, he won't pull the trigger this time.
No, they're looking though. They're looking, they're hunting, but there is... Well, they do have one ward here on the enemy backline, but is that enough? Sventey looking for his opportunity. Ogling. Oh, they found...
They found the opportunity! Docsmo just dropped! He didn't even use the ult! BlackTaco also low! He will get popped by the Jhin! And actually Friedoline community might get the fight! Schuldenboy will down on the Gragas! Hoko from the Nautilus at the end! Ryze trying to turn the fight around! He kills the Malphite! But that's going to be the all! And TrueSilvah will probably get the Ryze, and that's a good fight for the side of Friedoline community! Ryze tries to run away, but I don't think he will!
We just
Oh,
have
the
seen here...
flash and the shutdown for Jhin! Friedoline community are back in this game, Joseph!
I think that what Jhin tried to do there, which almost cost him his life, is flash over the Ryze Q. He did manage to get him, but it almost cost him his life in the process. But dear God, we could see, even from behind, this team comp, in a team fight for free agent community, is just stronger when it is a true team fight. Dear God, that ultimate combination of Malphite Orianna is painful. I wouldn't not want to be on the receiving end of that. But are they just going to continue, Anderson?
Yeah, I think they're going to. I don't think it's smart from them. Flash instantly from the Wukong. Gragas tries to disengage this fight, but I think the Wukong is doomed here. Yeah, he is, and he will just drop.
I mean, we do have a team called LPL, but that doesn't mean that we have to play this game like we're in that region. Jesus Christ, what a bloodbath. 16 kills already in 12 minutes.
Well, the
God,
game
left,
looked
right,
quite,
and center
yeah,
slaughters.
the game looked quite screwed for the side of free agents, but they managed to pull this back around, mostly because of the mistakes that the Tax Evasion Gaming did there.
They overstepped,
Okay,
went
the
too
gank in
far
the mid lane
forward.
again with Predator, but they just disengage. They don't have the movement speed to get to the Ryze.
Ryze just too fast with this phase rush. Just running, I'm fast as fuck, boy! And dear god, Mordekaiser in CS so far ahead on the Malphite. Ryze
Oh, Ryze will just solo kill Marge! That's a blunder from the free agents community mid laner.
Oi. Oi. This Ryze, 5-in-1, 15 CS ahead. Now 1.5k gold ahead on the enemy mid laner. As expected, this Ryze is going to take over if Tax Evasion wants to have a shot at winning this. He will have to spread this to the sides before an early phase ends here, because otherwise I just don't see a way that, despite the lead they have now, Tax Evasion can win this game.
Yeah, I must say
Oh.
that they pulled the bag. The gold difference is only 2k for now. Obviously, I still think March is disrespecting the Ryze a lot. He has big amount of damage and he just gets killed over and over by him constantly. I don't think that's the way you should play the mid lane right here.
I agree with you. 5 deaths, quite a bit of overstepping, and of course, good gank execution. Still, this solo kill just now, it was just too far forward and just got punished for it.
Ryze didn't even have to use flash for this.
Also, he's pretty much more than almost 2 levels behind on the enemy mid laner as well. This Ryze can go anywhere,
so
push
Friedoline
this wave
community
in and
wants to
look for
take the
items.
Herald here, but there is a party coming in from the side of the Tax Evasion Gaming. The Poppy getting popped to the Mordekaiser ult, but she just uses the hammer on him. He can't get away from her, and Ryze disengages with the half of the team. Why? Now free agents can get 2 kills for free.
This form of betrayal, but the 4th shot misses the Gragas!
But still.
Disaster!
But at
They
the-
could have gotten that kill for free!
Okay, so let's sum these things up. Tax Evasion Gaming gets the Herald at the end. Wukong gets popped, that's alright, but I must say, the Ryze ult from there was a blunder. I don't know why they won't engage on them. I think they're quite stronger with the Ryze here, especially since Ryze has okay, he didn't have the item then, but still.
He does have
way
Ludens now.
Yeah, but he was still way stronger back there. I think they could have fought for it, especially since this area was so messy. Only 2 people got away from there.
Yeah, because of the fact that everyone else was CC'd, that Ryze ultimately just cost them 2 deaths. I don't think that was worth. Sure, they got out with 2 and the Herald, and the shutdown, of course, because Ryze did get away, but they did sacrifice 2 team members for it and giving over 2 kills. And that, in return, has lowered the goal deficit for free agent to only 2k. With this, they're just getting closer and closer, and no matter how far ahead you will, I will repeat it time and time again. If this gold lead stays too close, there's no way the Tax Evasion is going to win the endgame team fights here.
Yeah, the Ryze will
God.
get ulted with the Orianna ball every time unless they can somehow avoid it, but your reflex has to be so good, and sometimes you just can't expect the ult.
Sometimes the Malphite is just waiting in this bush next to you with the Orianna ball right on. Where are you to run then? There's
Yeah.
nowhere for you to run. Your lead will just get evaporated in a second. This Herald though, sitting on the Ryze, probably looking to use this for mid lane, because if they can break open this mid lane here, Ryze, once a wave is shoved in, can go anywhere on the map. I just hope that Tax Evasion will put more emphasis on ganking this mid lane now and putting pressure here. if they manage to get this wave towards the turret and can use this Herald, that's a pretty big advantage that they'll secure. And of course, first tower. Are they just grouping for another
Yeah,
dragon
there is
fight
some
here?
kind of a funny bush here.
Oh no.
Because obviously they want the Drake and okay.
Say
and-
hello.
Oh, they ult the
think-
Mordekaiser and he will just ult the Malphite into his ult and now they can't get him. Oh, the hook on that Caitlyin from the Nautilus and the Orianna ult. Where's the Orianna ult? Oh, it has been already used. And will the Mordekaiser drop? No, the Wukong got the backline getting the carry of the enemy team and for now, 1-4-0, although I think that Poppy will drop and also Ryze took the tower.
Now with the Herald, of course, spawned in the mid lane, tower
Poppy
taken.
almost gets away, the fight gauge is on and it's a 2-for-2. Both Nautilus and the Gragas both drop, so the supports are done for.
Free agent community was in a really good spot to take this dragon here, but the biggest issue here, they just weren't, well, patient enough to wait for more vision on the rest of the members of Tax Evasion. Free agents just went in, the first person they saw only managed to get one with the odd combination, and that's just not what you want. There's this wombo combo, it's meant to be on multiple people, and unfortunately I think that was painful and didn't use it well enough.
Yeah, the
then
Mordekaiser
again,
was
they got punished.
probably the worst target to get in because he just ulted the Malphite and he managed to disengage of that. Obviously he died in the end, but it took a long time.
And of course, the fight still just going 2-for-2 here. Pretty much didn't give an advantage to any of the teams whatsoever. Gold lead is exactly the same. Are they just trying to dive Friedoline here? I don't think you want to dive the Ryze with just this far ahead.
Yeah, it hits like a truck and BlackTaco is here, but TrueSilvah is also here. It's a 3-for-2. Okay, nothing happening. Both teams decide to disengage.
Sventey and Docsmo meanwhile duking it out in the bottom lane, but in the end, it's another wet noodle fight right here in the bottom lane. Nothing's going to happen with these two tanks unless one is pulled in the Death Realm and Mordekaiser just starts slapping down this Malphite.
I would say that the gold disadvantage doesn't matter that much for now. Obviously, almost 3k on the red team side, but at the end of the day, if the Free Agents community can pull off the combo right, they'll win every fight.
Surprisingly enough, due to the kill participation that the Malphite has compared to the Mordekaiser throughout these team fights, the gap in gold has actually been lowered under 1,000, and the entire gold lead from Tax Evasion Gaming is pretty much sitting in the pockets of this Ryze. So if Free Agent community manages to get onto this, there's
there are some
nothing
shenanigans in
left.
the top river. Let me look. There is some engage
Oh,
going on.
Margerium.
Oh, the March is just dead. He was caught in like deer in the headlights and oh, the Ryze wants to disengage, but he can't. The ult has been stopped, and I think that's the dead Ryze and the shutdown going into the TrueSilvah. A big blunder from Friedo to be in the river there.
And that is a huge shutdown going in the pocket of Jhin, who will probably be able to afford the collector on his next back here. Oh.
Getting the March
What
pick,
was
obviously.
Friedoline?
Yeah, I don't know what he was
Friedoline was
thinking.
trying to support his team there, of course, but just was a bit too slow on disengaging and got caught out by the Nautilus. Both have the same boot, so it wasn't move speed that made a difference right here. Just got caught. He tried to stay in the ultimate. Might have been the better option if he just went out and then back in and could have dodged the Nautilus hook, which meant he wouldn't be rooted in return, but did get hit and got punished for it. Well done, in my opinion, by Free Agent community, who just used this opportunity and take back some of the gold that was lost in the earlier fight.
Obviously, only a 2k gold lead for now. That's the gap is getting a little bit smaller. I think that they still got a pretty big chance to win this, especially if they get the soul.
I do agree, and of course there are more dragons on Free Agent, but personally, these dragon fights have, with the exception of the mountain one, have yet to be looking a bit cleaner for both sides, to be honest. It's scrappy, it's messy, we love it, and of course it really depends on the massive engage that Free Agent community is making, the outcome of the fight. If, like last time, they only manage to get onto the Mordekaiser, it's going to be a problem. But if they get Ryze or Wukong or Caitlyin even, because Caitlyin, don't forget, also has a pretty decent score, would be really beneficial. And on the other side, for tax evasion, if they manage to remove the Jhin and the Orianna, it's pretty much a one fight. The tanks will not be able to contest with the damage carries that tax evasion has on their side.
Yeah, I must agree with that sentiment for now. It seems like every fight is around the Drake here. So we'll see what
Which-
transpires, Drake is coming in 40 seconds from now on. So obviously, sadly, the free agents community don't have the mid lane prio, and I don't know why, because they could have just cleared the minions here. Obviously, they get bot turret, which is nice. They get the bot prio, but if eventually the tax evasion gets win to fight, and I think the fight just began. Malphite
TPing, and they
captured.
just went for the fight
Yeah.
here, but this was a
James Conner
terrible
just staying-
position to be in for tax
Yeah.
evasion.
The tax evasion, I don't know. Oh, Sventey coming back from the Mordekaiser ult, but he's not supported by
March, take
anyone.
3 people with the
Oh,
ult.
the free shockwave, and Caitlyn will dead, but so is Jhin by Taco and the Wukong, and I don't know.
So far.
Tax evasion just won the fight. There was nothing that the other team could do about it. Will March get?
Margerium was just there too late.
Oh, he missed the Q.
What is he going to do? He's locked in.
Yeah, he's locked in. He's just dead.
Missed the QW on the Friedoline.
No. And that's a 4 for
It's so
1 fight.
painful. Great fight though by the side of tax evasion. They went for the right moment. The Orianna still had to TP and managed to TP at the red side bush, but that was just too far separated from the team. Could not get the command protect onto one of his teammates early enough. One already dropped, and of course Taco, really good engage, found the opportunity to just remove the Jhin from the equation, which was also massive in terms of the difference in damage in this team fight.
Well, if we can see the gold now. It has changed to the 4K. Obviously, Ryze is 2.5K ahead. Mordekaiser almost at 1,000. Taco is also really ahead on this Wukong. I think that tax evasion is running away with this game.
They seem to be in complete control right now. What I would like to see is exactly what they're doing right now. They're moving the Ryze and to side lanes. With the leads that they have, they should just be able to keep the pressure on, get their stuff, get more of what they want. And dear God, they're going to snowball away with this game. Ryze looking to secure another Archangel stuff here, which would increase, well, pretty much already a Seraph's Embrace, considering the fact this tier is max stacked. Would give him a lot more damage and make him an even bigger threat for the side of free agent community.
I must say, if tax evasion will all engage onto the Gragas, I don't think it's a target you want to engage on. They collapse on him and they'll probably get him, but is it worth it? Oh, he survives for so long, and TP committed from the Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser's just going to ult someone, right?
Yeah, he probably will. He ult smart, he'll probably get him in this sphere because he's way stronger than him, and now actually the fight doesn't look too good for free agents community, I must say. Oh, the engage from Poppy, but this
Taco
is
just gets
awful.
moved.
And Wukong comes in, ults everyone, and I must say,
Left, right, center.
I wanted to be really hyped up for this fight, but to be fair, it was really, really questionable from the side of free agents community. I don't think you want to engage everything on the Gragas here, and now it's just a free Baron.
They blew both Shockwave and the ult from Malphite, the unstoppable force, way too early in this fight. This dragon is definitely going over to Tax Evasion Gaming, who played this fight
Baron,
a
Joseph.
lot better than their counterpart. Oh, did I say dragon? Oh
Yeah.
my god, Jesus Christ. How long have I been playing this game? Oh, frustrating, frustrating, frustrating.
So Roshan is getting secured by the Tax Evasion side, and I must say, I don't see the combo working anymore. I think that the Ryze is way too strong. Wukong will always get into the backline. Mordekaiser will close the Malphite from ulting anyone, and I think that this game is over, pretty much. Obviously, if you think about the Drakes, if Tax Evasion will get all the clouds, imagine the cooldowns on all of the ults from this side.
It's their only win condition at this point. They're 7k behind right now. Mordekaiser is an incredibly strong against whatever they can use right now, considering the huge gold lead he has on pretty much anyone except the Jhin on the side of free agent community. Ryze, as you said, is a lot stronger than anyone pretty much in the game. Has scaled well, seems to be massive.
Oh,
my
TrueSilvah
God.
getting cast in the bush by the Mordekaiser, and I think he will drop down Yes, he will. That's an easy kill for the Mordekaiser, and Free Agents community
That's
can't
a
even
hard
respond to
boss.
it.
And now you see a 1-3-1 being set up by the side of Tax Evasion Gaming. I think this is a really good way to play right now. Free agent community depends on their team being together, and considering the lead, they are being forced apart right now. This could probably mean a few inner turrets falling on the side of Tax Evasion.
I
It's
think
really good.
the
Oh
worst
wait, on the side of...
from the side of yeah, from the other side.
Oops!
Somebody
God,
pointed
I'm
out in the
making a lot
chat
of
that Caitlyn bought an Infinity on the second item. I must agree that this is really suboptimal when it comes to the gold spending. Because you don't get the passive bonus as much as you would like, because she only gets, for now, how much?
She has 55% and she needs 60% for the bonus
Yeah,
damage to
exactly.
235.
So for now it's really questionable from the from
We
the
are
community.
inting, ladies and gentlemen.
But
We are inting and built. Boris has
yeah,
arrived.
Boris the shopkeeper stealing again from the EDC teams. Oh, okay, okay, nothing.
We
happened.
have yet to learn. Do you think Wukong, instead of the Hydra that he's opting for, should have maybe even tried to go for what we see in pro play as well, being the Gargoyle Stone Plate as another item, making him pretty much unkillable?
Yeah,
for us,
I don't think that Wukong needs to deal damage. I think he's mostly just an ult.
Alt bot.
Yeah, exactly, because the rest of the team will do damage perfectly fine. You don't need the damage, you need the survival. He needs to survive. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
I mean, oh, if this recall goes through, is that who's recalling there?
I think they're just
They're waiting.
yeah,
they're waiting. Free
they're-
agents are waiting for this combo.
I mean, it's
They
a
are so relying on
yeah.
this.
I mean, it's a last stand from them. If they don't win this fight, I don't think they can pull this game at all.
It's good though. They did wait for the Baron buff to expire from the side of Tax Evasion. So
Okay.
Baron is over. That
Tax-
empowered status gone. But can they accomplish
Tax Evasion
anything here?
Gaming starting this dragon, and will they contest this? I don't think they will. The dragon is already down. The Malphite ult is huge, but there is no Orianna ball on the Malphite. Now Orianna ults and Schuldenboy is down. Mordekaiser meanwhile having Pop inside, but this is a disaster, and TrueSilvah will just drop down. The ult from Ryze will probably get them to him. Yes, it will. and
Really well played.
Poppy,
Really well positioned.
the Poppy, the only survivor
Perfect.
here.
This is over. This fight has just taken it to a 10k gold lead. This is
Yeah.
completely out of control for the side of Free Agent. Really well played in the fight. Great positioning for Tax Evasion. Can't say anything. I might not like the comp, but they did execute on what they had a lot better
Yeah,
than what
Kekmo doing some
Free Agent could bring.
weird shenanigans in the mid lane, trying to defend the tower, but I don't think he's able to do it against 9-2-11 Ryze. Oh, he uses the smite to drop the Banshee, but I don't think he's going to do anything.
Another thing that I may want to check, what I believe actually happened during the fight, because I can recall strictly that the Malphite did have the Orianna ball on him. What probably happened is that the ult of Malphite was just barely out of the Orianna ball range, which in turn did not allow the shockwave to hit onto the 4 members ulted by the Malphite, which broke their combo and then resulted in a loss in the team fight, which was really painful for the side of from the side of Free Agent community, and I think this will end the game for them. They might defend for now, but I think Tax Evasion is gonna take this.
I mean, I don't see any win condition now for the Free Agents community. I'm really sorry to the Free Agents community fans, if there are any, but it's just doomed.
If they have any. But they already have a win. It's like OMG, they win their first game and then don't win after. Or is that a bit too much as well?
Well, I mean, they already made the bar has been reached, but can they raise the bar, right? I don't think they can raise the bar here. Some wording in the Baron pit, but
In chat, I see the first Free Agent community fan. Amazing. They have
congratulations to
one.
Buzz Post. You're an FAC fan. I'm sorry, but there is no award because we don't have money. Okay, so Mordekaiser, I think he was overconfident in the bot lane and he will just drop. Even I think even with the ult, he won't kill the Malphite and he will just die.
This, yeah, bye Docsmo, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Overconfident.
He's still
Gets killed on the
hanging
side lane,
on
but
for too long.
meanwhile, the
But-
red side is doing the Baron. We can see teleport from March. Will they engage on this? If they can turn it, red
Malphite.
team has slain the Baron. They're trying to turn the Orianna ult really good, but it doesn't do much damage, and blue side will
They
just
can't
drop.
delete anyone. Silva was back in base. Malphite was 400 HP by the time that they managed to get this. Ryze TPing into the mid lane. This is gonna be a game, Anderson.
Yeah, this
Tax
is-
Evasion Gaming is going to end this. They just ended this fight so well. Had the Mordekaiser in the side lane putting pressure. Rest of the team taking the Baron.